Hey everyone, welcome back. It's your girl, Abby, from Mainstream Cryptos. And today we are going to be looking at the top 16 pieces of hot news that have been happening across the crypto world in the last 7 days. There's some good stuff, there's some bad stuff. All of it we need to hear. Before we get stuck in, I'm going to ask you just to tap the like and subscribe button and we'll be on our way. Let's get stuck in. Okay, first up, we're still talking about Sam Bankman-Fried and the FTX collapse. Political donations made by Sam Bankman-Fried are to be recalled. All right. First news for today. Before the FTX crash in the first week of this November, Sam Bankman-Fried earned news for his contribution to the US midterm election. He was reportedly the third largest contributor overall, as well as the top donor from the cryptocurrency industry. According to the XRP attorney John Deaton, the arrest of Sam Bankman-Fried is inevitable. In his opinion, he will end up in prison eventually. The only question is when. Deaton added in his recent statement that FTX may contact creditors who received money from the company within the last 90 days before it went bankrupt. This may open the door for preference claims against all political Sam Bankman-Fried recipients. Additionally, Deaton previously said that the BlockFi contract was also dishonest because Sam Bankman-Fried required funds to be retained on FTX, which he diverted to supposedly loan to Alameda or make other acquisitions or political payments. Are political donations from Sam Bankman-Fried to be considered fraud? As an additional option, fraudulent transfer claims can also be filed against the political beneficiaries. He also tweeted that it might be necessary to recover the Sam Bankman-Fried political contributions because they constituted fraudulent transactions. As you can see, the FTX collapse just raises more and more complications. Another FTX-related issue that has been raising eyebrows is that its sister firm, Alameda Research, pulled $204 million from FTX prior to bankruptcy filing. Let's look at this in detail. The result from an analysis published by blockchain firm Arkham Intelligence shows that FTX's sister trading firm Alameda Research successfully withdrew $204 million from the exchange's United States arm. This happened even before the exchange and its other 130 associates filed for bankruptcy. Altogether, the funds were pulled from 8 different addresses of FTX US in an assortment of digital assets, with the majority as US dollar-backed stablecoins. Additionally, FTX and Binance received funds from Alameda. For Ether, $13.87 million was sent to an active trading wallet, which is still initiating token transfers even today, while the others were sent to the now bankrupt FTX. Rival digital exchange Binance equally received $10.4 million from the entire fund in USDT. With all of this information, it was discovered that Alameda Research withdrew the most funds from the exchange before it crashed, and eventually filed for bankruptcy. What to say about this? The new CEO, John Ray III, emphasized the complete failure of corporate controls, along with a shortcoming in the aspect of providing reliable financial information. Apart from the bankruptcy which FTX Group, including FTX Trading, FTX US, under West Ramshire Services, and Alameda Research have filed in the US, FTX Bahamas has also filed for a Chapter 15 bankruptcy. It may seem like this is the end, but fear not. There's always some light humor to bring direction to a situation. The directors of Avengers plan to bring FTX miniseries to Amazon. Apparently, Amazon has ordered a miniseries based on the collapse of crypto exchange FTX from the directors behind Marvel's Avengers franchise. According to film trade paper Variety, Joe and Anthony Russo, the directors of Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, as well as Netflix's The Gray Man, will produce the 8-episode series through their production company ABGO. The Russo brothers are also in talks to direct the series as well as executive producing. The series will be written by David Vale, whose previous credits include Amazon's Hunters and Solos, as well as Apple TV's Invasion. It will be based on insider reporting from multiple unnamed journalists who've covered the FTX saga and its founder and former CEO, Sam Bankman-Fried. On a more serious note, and still related to the FTX collapse, crypto lender BlockFi is filing for bankruptcy and conducting major layoffs. The FTX contagion has just claimed another crypto firm. BlockFi will file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection later today, a source at the company tells Decrypt. In an official announcement, the New Jersey-based company said it will focus on recovering all obligations owed to BlockFi, but that recoveries from FTX will be delayed due to the ongoing bankruptcy proceedings at the fallen crypto exchange. On a similar note, the crypto exchanges Bitfront and AAX are suspending their services amid the FTX contagion. Crypto exchange Bitfront, founded by social media giant Line, on Monday announced shutting down the crypto exchange due to facing challenges in the crypto industry. Users can withdraw their crypto assets until March the 31st, 2023, with new signups and credit card payments suspended immediately. Bitfront team claims the decision is unrelated to recent accusations of misconduct against several crypto exchanges following the collapse of FTX. Meanwhile, another crypto exchange, AAX, is also facing liquidity issues with withdrawals suspended for 15 days. In fact, the crypto exchange has reportedly deleted its official YouTube channel and Facebook account. AAX Vice President Ben Caselin, in a series of tweets on November the 28th, confirmed his resignation. He claims the challenges have damaged the crypto exchange, and the company's brand no longer exists. He hopes the founders and board will come up with a solution. Something very similar has happened this week on crypto Twitter, as Genesis has been placed in the spotlight while FTX shockwaves are still subsiding. This week, heads turned towards crypto prime broker Genesis, which recently suspended withdrawals on its lending side due to the fact that its derivatives business had $17.5 million exposure to FTX. On a partially related note, two projects on Cardano both tweeted on Thursday that they were shuttering operations for similar and similarly worded reasons. The first was privacy and scalability solution Orbis. The other was all-in-one decentralized stablecoin ecosystem Cardano, aka the DeFi hub of Cardano. It is obvious that the repercussions from the fall of FTX have been great, so what are some things we can look forward to as we go forward and look to the future? Something that consumers want from their centralized exchanges going forward is proof of reserves. And they certainly don't want to see too much of the exchange's funds being backed by tokens the exchange created itself, as was the case with FTX and its native token FTT. In light of this, KuCoin's reserves are at the limits of acceptability according to the Block research. That is an important note to make. In addition, Jesse Powell, the former CEO of Kraken, another popular CEX, laid down the law for transparent and secure reserves. Let's take a look at this more in depth. What did Powell say? Following the high-profile collapse of FTX, crypto exchanges have been scrambling to provide evidence of a 1-to-1 ratio of reserves to investors' assets in an effort to increase transparency. According to Powell, a proof of reserve audit is valid if it comes with proof of client balances and wallet control. He says proof of reserves audit must have, firstly, the sum of client liabilities. The auditor must exclude negative balances. Second, user verifiable cryptographic proof that each account was included in the sum. And third, signatures proving that the custodian has control of the wallets. The Kraken founder highlights that using a Merkle tree to allow users to verify the crypto they own on an exchange is pointless, as it does not reveal the centralized platform's liabilities. Powell made it quite clear in strong language that he considers proof of reserves not having these criteria absolutely worthless. What's interesting is that earlier this month, Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin suggested a system where users can verify their personal balances on crypto exchanges through Merkle trees. So we have a conflict of opinion here, which is always an interesting thing. Hold up, we're going to take a direction change now and have a peek at what is going on in the world of Bitcoin. 2.8 billion in Bitcoin has exited crypto exchanges in just 1 month. This is according to research by Glassnode. Leading analytics firm Glassnode reveals that crypto exchanges are witnessing a massive exodus of Bitcoin as Bitcoin holders take the initiative to self-custody their coins. According to Glassnode's Bitcoin exchange net position change metric, which tracks the 30-day supply held in exchange wallets, Bitcoin worth over 2.8 billion at time of writing has exited centralized crypto exchanges in just the last month. We can see there the fluctuations on that chart. Looking at Glassnode's chart, the current rate of Bitcoin leaving crypto exchange platforms is at its highest in over 4 years. Analytics firm Sentiment is also keeping a close watch on the supply of Bitcoin sitting on crypto exchanges. According to Sentiment, Bitcoin's supply on crypto exchanges has fallen below 7% for the first time since November the 24th, 2018. If we look at their chart, we can see that it has fallen drastically during the last 4 years. Earlier this month, Sentiment noted that crypto has a history of bouncing when market participants shift their focus away from digital asset exchanges. I quote, "Crypto generally thrives when exchanges are not a focal point. The most impactful exchange collapse ever will have lasting shockwaves, but as shown, the key for a turnaround will likely be focus moving away from exchange tokens and back to Bitcoin." On that note, let's see what the billionaire Mike Novogratz has to say about Bitcoin and Ethereum. He says they are not going away, in his opinion, despite the current crisis of confidence in crypto. He says, "We certainly have a crisis of confidence in this market, and we're not out of the woods yet. There's a lot of daisy chain effect going on, and people had exposure to Three Arrows Capital, and people had exposure to FTX, and FTX was a major player. So it's going to take a few weeks for people to just even get their balance back." A few weeks. My opinion, that's not at all a bad estimate. We can deal with a few weeks, can't we? Bitcoin's not going away, he says. There are 150 million people that have decided to store some of their net worth in Bitcoin, into this decentralized community that's verified by cryptography. And so, in no world is Bitcoin going away. Or quite frankly, the blockchain and Ethereum and everything else. The Galaxy Digital CEO goes on to say that while he expects a recovery for the crypto industry, he anticipates a slow grind upward rather than a quick burst. This is an encouraging opinion from the voice of a professional. We're going to continue looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, specifically what others have to say about them. In particular, Belgian regulators. What are their findings on the matter. Bitcoin and Ethereum are not considered securities, according to the Financial Services and Markets Authority in Belgium. Regulatory organizations all over the globe are attempting to define the emergent asset class, but thus far, only a few of them have been successful. It's worth noting that the US Securities and Exchange Commission is engaged in a similar legal struggle with Ripple. Moreover, the FSMA states that Belgian law does not favor any particular kind of technology. Classification as a financial instrument or security should not depend on whether or not an asset employs blockchain technology or a more traditional way. The rules reiterated the July consultation stance that issuer-backed transferable instruments are likely to be classified as securities. This indicates that they are subject to the EU rule known as MiFID. This mandates openness on the part of financial institutions. Potential investors, shout out to all you potential investors, need to be given accurate information in a transparent prospectus, yet doing so would create a conflict of interest. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is disregarded since there is no central authority behind it. So, in conclusion, Belgian regulators have classified Bitcoin and Ethereum as non-securities. This seems reasonable to me, but I am interested to know how other authorities are going to deal with the same problem of classification. Alrighty, we're going to take a step back now and consider the latest happenings all over the globe, from Russia to Japan to the dark web. So stay tuned. Vladimir Putin has called for a blockchain-based international payment system. The Russian president criticized Western sanctions related to the Ukraine situation and urged for a system, I quote, independent of external interference. This is what he said speaking at the International AI Journey Conference in Moscow. The technology of digital currencies and blockchains can be used to create a new system of international settlements that will be much more convenient, absolutely safe for its users, and, most importantly, will not depend on banks or interference by third countries. I am confident that something like this will certainly be created and will develop because nobody likes the dictate of monopolists, which is harming all parties, including the monopolists themselves. Another recent development is that a bill was introduced into the Russian State Duma, which is the lower house of parliament, on 17th of November, which legalized cryptocurrency mining and the sale of the cryptocurrency mined. Keep a note, this was a bill. It has not yet become law. As reported by Cointelegraph, chairman of the Duma Financial Markets Committee, Anatoly Aksakov, believes that the passing of the law will bring this activity into the legal field and make it possible to form a law enforcement practice on issues related to the issuance and circulation of digital currencies. A point of interest: currently, cryptocurrency cannot be used for settlements in Russia. And, switching focus from Russia to Japan, we see that Japan has kicked off a central bank's digital currency, or CBDC, experiment. Let's look at this in further detail. The Nikkei reported Wednesday that the Bank of Japan has started working on a CBDC with 3 megabanks. The Bank of Japan is working with 3 megabanks as well as regional banks in the Asian nation. And next year, will trial a digital yen. Fascinating. If all goes according to plan, the newspaper added, the Bank of Japan may go ahead and release a CBDC in 2026. That's not so far away, guys. That's not so far away. All right, moving on to our last topic for today, and that is you, or rather, your privacy. This is a huge issue, especially with the era of digitalization. And some things have come up in the last few days that have sparked a lot of controversy, especially in the crypto world. So let's get stuck into this. Firstly, New updates to Consensus API tool Infura have sparked controversy in the crypto community as it will begin collecting users' IP addresses. Consensus has informed users that it is set to collect additional data from those using its popular Infura tool, attracting criticism on social media in the process. Infura is an API-based tool that allows users to connect their application to the Ethereum network, which provides the basis for many key Web3 projects such as Aragon, Gnosis, OpenZeppelin, and Consensus's own flagship wallet service, MetaMask. As per updates to Consensus's privacy policy, when you use Infura as your default remote procedure call, known as RPC, provider in MetaMask, it will collect your IP address and your Ethereum wallet address whenever you make a transaction. However, if you're using your own Ethereum node or a third-party RPC provider with MetaMask, Consensus says that neither Infura nor MetaMask will collect your IP address or Ethereum wallet address. It sounds to me that users of Infura are going to have to make a choice as to whether they are comfortable with this data being gathered. Would you be comfortable with it? Secondly, Circle has warned about scammers baiting USDC users. For those of you who don't know, Circle is the firm behind the USDC stablecoin. This was their statement. They said that there is no new version of the USDC token in the marketplace, and they urge users not to fall for the scam. Shout out to all USDC token holders. PSA warning. There is an active phishing campaign attempting to lure users into transferring USDC tokens to malicious addresses. The scammers are pretending to be from Center. There is not a new version of USDC in the marketplace. Please do not fall for this. Circle CEO and founder Jeremy Eller recently wrote to congressional leaders for financial services, urging for clear, workable legislation on stablecoins in the US, while warning that failing to do so will attract more risks to the country. To those of you who are active users of USDC, please take this to mind. And thirdly and lastly, but by no means least important, on the topic of online safety, the CEO of Binance has warned users to be vigilant as dark web hackers auction off 500 million WhatsApp numbers. In a tweet, Changpeng Zhao, who is the Binance CEO, who goes by the name CZ on Twitter, said over 487 million WhatsApp phone numbers are for sale on the dark web. Let's look at the actual tweet. He said, a new set of 487 million WhatsApp phone numbers for sales in the dark web. A sample indicates the phone numbers are legit. Please stay vigilant, as threat actors downstream will use this data to conduct smishing, that is, phishing messages, campaigns. Stay safu. Safu is merely lingo meaning stay safe. According to a report by Cybernews, a hacker posted the numbers on a well-known hacking community forum on November the 16th, claiming that they were an up-to-date database of 487 million WhatsApp user mobile numbers. How has this happened? While the hacker did not specify how they obtained the database, they suggested that they used their strategy to collect the data. Cybernews speculated the information could have been obtained by harvesting information at scale, also known as scraping. What is scraping? It is the use of an automated tool for gathering and harvesting information at scale for any unpermitted purpose, according to WhatsApp. Scrapers may attempt to search for and save users' information, including phone numbers, user profile pictures, and statuses from the WhatsApp platform. To all of you out there, please take this message to heart and stay safu. Sorry to end this week's report on such a solemn note, but news is news and we need to be informed, which is why we'd like you to support our channel if this video has helped you in any way. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. We appreciate it. Don't forget to stay safe and we'll be seeing you next week.